Now let's talk about pacemaker therapy, a systematic guide to how these devices function, from indications through complications and follow-up. Pacemakers treat symptomatic bradycardia and AV conduction disorders. The goal is simple: restore reliable cardiac output and physiological synchrony whenever your patient's own electrical pathways fail. Traditional pacemakers use a pectoral pulse generator with transvenous leads. Leadless pacemakers implant directly into the right ventricle with fewer complications. For emergencies, transcutaneous pads provide temporary external pacing until a permanent device is placed. Demand pacing senses an intrinsic beat and inhibits itself, only firing when that natural rhythm is absent. Fixed asynchronous pacing skips that check entirely and fires continuously at a set rate, seen in modes like AOO or VOO. The 5-letter code tells you everything: which chamber is paced, which is sensed, how the device responds to sensing, inhibited, triggered, or dual, plus rate responsiveness and multiseat or anti-tachycardia function. In DDD pacing, the generator sends impulses to both the atrium and ventricle, but it's constantly listening for an intrinsic ventricular beat. If it senses one, it inhibits its own pacing and lets the natural beat happen. Look for the pacemaker spike, a vertical line on the ECG, followed by capture, a P wave after an atrial spike, or a wide QRS after a ventricular spike. VVI paces and senses the ventricle only, giving backup pacing but risking loss of AV synchrony, decreased cardiac output, and pacemaker syndrome. AAI preserves AV synchrony for sinus node dysfunction with an intact AV node. DDD paces and senses both chambers to maintain full AV synchrony. CRT uses biventricular pacing, 3 leads in the right atrium, right ventricle, and left ventricle to force both ventricles to contract simultaneously. It improves survival and symptoms in heart failure, especially with left bundle branch block, and is often paired with an ICD. Early complications include infection, bleeding, pneumothorax, cardiac perforation, lead dislodgement, and Twiddler syndrome from patient manipulation of the generator. Watch for pacemaker syndrome from lost AV synchrony, and counsel your patient to avoid strong magnets, MRIs, and high-voltage fields, carry medical ID, and walk quickly through security. 4 malfunctions to recognize. Loss of capture shows a spike with no P wave or QRS following, from lead dislodgement or a low battery. Undersensing fires inappropriately because the device can't see the intrinsic rhythm. Oversensing fails to fire because it misreads noise as a heartbeat, and twitching or a sudden QRS change points to perforation. Remote monitoring transmits by transtelephonic, wand-based inductive, or wandless radiofrequency methods, sending ECG data, rate, sensing, lead integrity, and battery status. It catches malfunctions earlier, cuts down clinic visits, and gives your patient reassurance between annual checks. In summary, know the core components and the 3-letter code. Match the pacing mode to your patient's condition: ventricular, atrial, dual chamber, or CRT for heart failure. And stay alert for pacemaker syndrome and ECG malfunctions like loss of capture, undersensing, or oversensing, while teaching your patient to avoid strong magnets and MAR-IS.